Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. Here to talk about boys becoming men and men becoming wolves is my main manimal, Mr. Shane Beauregard. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, buddy. I am doing well. I am ready to roll.
Are you okay after, the Frank Grillo Wolves Night Bitch era now coming back so early to talk wolf men, wolf people again?
Well, usually I'm all about talking about wolf people and wolf men. We'll get into it. So I'm not. We'll get into it. I don't want to say anything, but yeah, it's all good. I can talk about wolf people year round if you wanted me to.
And maybe we should. Maybe that should just pivot the podcast and cover other things, because in this episode we will cover Wolfman, the latest Blumhouse effort, which I'm starting every time I see Blumhouse now, I'm not meeting it with a positive response now.
Correct.
I'm more looking at like A24 horror movies, or I'm looking at like some other entity, because Blumhouse is starting to get like 1 out of 5 out of the year. It's like for every Megan, I think that was them, right?
Yep.
For every Megan, it's like a bunch of trash, it feels like lately.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tell me if my ratios are off, but I'm just like, I'm getting PTSD from seeing it now. But so we will cover Wolfman that came out over the weekend. We'll touch upon some other things that we also caught over the past week, including maybe the new Netflix movie and everything else. But later, we will also get into our most anticipated 2025 movies of the year coming up. And we obviously touched on some of them last week, talking about all the horror movies coming up. But I don't think any of those are on there. I don't know if you did any like thing in your own head to just be like that. Our former co-host Chris got into your head to be like, if it's coming around the corner, it can't be anticipated, therefore it can't be your most anticipated. Did that get into your head? I just literally put like the movies that I was most into, and they happen to be later on in the year.
Honestly, I did too. I just like looked at the movies I wanted to see. I thought about putting one for January, but I was like, you know what? I guess for that one case, I was like, it's coming out this month. So
yeah.
But for the most part, I'm happy with my list, and that didn't play a factor.
Excellent. All right. Let's talk about the week that was. And I want to tell you that besides the weekend stuff, because you and I both caught Wolfman, you did a little deeper dive into the actual cinema stuff that came out, as well as we both did a little streaming work, but you a little bit more. You just kind of went ham. You went to work on this. And I don't know if I've told you this, because I kind of told you my plan for the year a little bit. I'm taking, now that Netflix has kind of slowed down their schedule, and we're really only catching like kind of like one movie at the box office recently, I've been going to town on classic movies. I don't know if I told you this.
You mentioned it when Stu was on, that was your plan.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you on that too, because there's cases where I want to check something out. I haven't in a while, but yet I always put that on the back burner to see something new. Yeah, I'm going to take a little note from your page there, a page from your note, whatever, and just like mix it up a little bit more, like go and just watch the stuff I haven't seen in a while and still throw in the new stuff instead of putting it on the back burner like we've done for the past couple of years.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough balance as the year goes on, but I'm taking advantage of the fact that there's no real shows that I'm into at the moment. There are no, like, again, we're in Dumpuary, so movies, we'll catch the one of the weekend or whatever. Streaming, as we noted when we did the draft, it's kind of like Netflix Prime, and then everybody else is slowed to a crawl with like straight to streaming efforts.
Yep.
And, unless like this week might be heavy into catching up with Oscars Fair for me anyway. I plan on trying to catch The Brutalist and whatever. We'll see what this cold that I'm developing from my son is going to do to me. But maybe that will be it, because what better time to catch an almost 4-hour movie when you have a head cold and can do nothing but sit in a chair. So It'll be like The Brutalist, sponsored by Robitussin. It'll be amazing. I'll be like robo-tripping while watching a 4-hour movie. But so I ended up catching, like, I watched 3 classic movies I hadn't seen, and please, for the love of God, everybody, don't fucking hammer me for the fact that I haven't seen these. I am trying to clear up some blind spots or get into, some classic stuff that never came across the desk or never had time for. So I ended up catching, last night was Dial M for Murder, the Alfred Hitchcock
great movie. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got such a ho-hum ending after they wrap it up. I now want to be caught for murder and just be like, you got me. You want a drink? What a way to end a movie. Fucking amazing. Sorry to spoil a 70-year-old movie. I did 12 Angry Men.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And then I did The Third Man with Orson Welles.
Wow, okay.
And Joseph Cotton. Yeah, so 3 really great movies. Like, I think I gave 5 star to 12 Angry Men, 4.5 to Third Man, and 4 to Dial M for Murder. So good start, on going back. I can't recommend enough. I know I shouldn't be talking this long, but like, I can't recommend enough. If you haven't done it, anyone out there, Kanopy with a K. It's an app that you could do if you have a library card. And they have so many good old movies for free. Just run up. You get a certain amount of, quote, tickets a month to just watch whatever's on there. It's great.
Yeah. Well, it may surprise you. 2 things. One, I do have that app. So, first surprise.
That is
Secondly,
amazing.
I do. Yeah. It is, because second surprise, I do have a library card. So,
there you go. Yeah.
Who would have pegged me for one of those? But I do have one.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know your reading habits. I don't think either of us would be pegged as readers, or at least voracious readers. Again, we all went to school. We had to read certain shit, but that was about the end of my reading days, like a little bit after. I even worked at a library as my first job, so I read a lot on the job. But outside of that, it really stopped. Like, once I am a basic bitch when it comes to reading. Once I stopped reading like King and Grisham and whoever else was like popular at the time, it was like, all right, cool. I'm not going to read anymore. Is that cool? What's in the children's section? Yeah. Do the choose your own adventure books and start coloring. That's what I want to do from now on. But let's get into Wolfman, my friend, because that is the one we crossed over. That is the only time I left to go to the theater this week. You obviously did a little more, and we'll get to that in a moment. But Wolfman, directed by Leigh Whannell, who did The Invisible Man, which I enjoyed quite a bit. It came out right before the pandemic. It was kind of a big splash in that January, February period right before COVID hit. And this is a guy who did Invisible Man. He did Upgrade. He's written stuff in the horror genre. He worked on like the Saw movies and everything else. He's got an impressive CV. So now, he comes up trying to do yet another one of these classic monster kind of redux stories. This one's starring Christopher Abbott and Julia Garner as a couple who, has to go out as a family to a remote farmhouse that his father owns after he passes away or it goes missing, however you want to phrase it. And then they're attacked by an unseen animal. But as the night stretches on, the father begins to transform into something unrecognizable. This movie is not getting the greatest of scores. 6.0 IMDb, 51 Metascore, and a 2.6 Letterboxd. Shane, how did you feel about this one? Because I will say, when the movie ended, my lovely date Stephanie turned to me and said, well, that was a movie. And I agreed it was, but there wasn't much more in my tank to describe this movie. It was kind of just there. How'd you feel?
I had kind of a tweak on an Adam Sandler quote, like Wolfman, more like Snoreman, like Jesus Christ. Like, this movie was so boring. It was so boring.
Like, Yeah.
We had to wait, what was it, 55 minutes into the movie before we saw like a wolf person per se. It was like late into the movie.
Well, I mean, unless you count like that encounter when he was a child, but even though you
Sure.
don't see anything.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like I thought Garner and Abbott did fine with what they were given at times, but some of their dialogue between each other felt clunky and felt awkward, like it was just bad writing.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
I couldn't even give them like the overall nod, especially Garner.
I was about to say, I was going to take that one step further and be like, Garner was just kind of there. Like she didn't have anything. At least, obviously, Abbott has to go through the transformation, so he's got a little bit more to go with. But I agree that there was nothing in the dialogue, nothing in the setup that gave me anything to chew on. And especially coming off of Invisible Man, where that was chock full of like allegories and metaphors and like trying to mix in with, you know, not Me Too, but like more like relationship issues, social issues, etc. Like it was a lot.
It was a lot. And I like Winnell for the most part. Like I love Upgrade. I like most of his filmography, but this was his weakest effort to date. And like, I'm not one to read reviews before I go see a movie. I like to read them when I get back.
Yeah.
And all it kept saying about this movie was like, well, it ties into fatherhood. And I'm like, no, it didn't. It was not layered like The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man, like you said, was like trauma, domestic abuse, violence. And that was layered out through Invisible Man perfectly. This one did not really set up it set up a little bit of the trauma he had as a kid, the way his father raised him, but not enough for me to be like bleed over into how he and Garner and his daughter. I just didn't buy it. It wasn't set up enough.
No.
And again, this movie was boring. It just was. I'm sorry. It just the only two things I liked I actually liked the prosthetic look of the Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I was a fan of that. And I also liked when they changed the camera angle over to when like you saw through his eyes and like when he was trying to talk, you couldn't understand him. I did like that little, but I thought they started doing that a little too much in the movie. Outside of those two things, golly, man, like, please just skip this movie. It just wasn't great. Like you said, it was a movie. I was like, well, I saw that. I'm glad I didn't take Darcy to see this.
Right. Yeah, no, and you bring up the like the switch up in the camera angles when it was going through different perspectives, especially to see like that there was a disconnect, like you couldn't hear each other and all that, which honestly, I guess maybe that was a closer thing to trying to play with, you know, a metaphor for their relationship or you know, some kind of, you know, parallel between the two kind of things, and you know, you're right in front of each other but you can't understand each other, that kind of thing. But again, they didn't give you a lot with the marriage either. They give you a little bit. And the same thing with the fatherhood thing. I didn't see a parallel with how this goes. Like, what, it's just more trauma from the same guy who gave you trauma already? Like, what are we doing? Like, that doesn't seem to work.
No.
And like everything about the chase and everything else, once the actual wolf men get involved, so boring.
Yeah.
And the up close version of the transformational stuff kind of works, but when they're moving and kind of going through, it's fine. But it's like it's dark enough that I guess they can get away with some of the iffy CGI stuff or whatever. But I don't know. I didn't care. So where would you score? Because I'm right on here where it's like it's probably a 2.5 because it's just like it just kind of existed.
I gave it a 2.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, because like it's. I tried to maybe bump it up just in my brain because at least like Christopher Abbott has to do a lot of stuff, you know, and it looks fine, but like as a movie, it's like I'll never think about this again.
No. And don't try to compare it to The Invisible Man because it's not in the same ballpark.
Yeah. But you did check out the actual winner of the weekend. So why don't you get into that, buddy? Because this is a trailer for a movie that I was like, it could be Friday, but you're showing me nothing funny really in the trailer. So I don't know. Like, at least I didn't click with it. So give me, what was it? One of those days? One of them days?
One of them days, buddy.
Yeah,
One of them days. And I'll be honest with you, we discussed it when I saw the trailer. It didn't do anything for me. And I had no intention of seeing this movie, but I saw the scores on Rotten Tomato, which is like 96% critic with a 93% audience score. I'm like, what the heck?
It's absurd.
And it's absurd. And I will say, we just said when Stu was on the show that they don't do enough studio comedies. I'm like, well, you know what? Let me give it a shot. See if this is like an old school comedy. I will say it wasn't as bad as I anticipated it being.
Right.
This movie stars Keke Palmer, SZA. I don't know who she is.
SZA, come on, don't be old.
Sorry, I am old.
She's a singer. It's like her first kind of effort. Yeah.
Lil Ray is in this. Lil Rel, whatever.
Lil Rel Howery. Yeah.
Yep. Cat Williams. Maud Apatow.
We'll get through this, buddy.
Yeah, Maud Apatow, right?
She looked funny as like the white girl that moves into the neighborhood. Yeah.
She was in a couple scenes. When I got done with this movie, I said it's in the spirit of, I'm not even going to say Friday because Friday is the superior movie, but it's like next Friday. I felt some elements of House Party, if you want to throw that in there. It just takes place, and obviously the title encapsulates this. It's like in the day of these two friends, they lose their rent money. They have to get it by 6 o'clock. And then they end up owing like the big drug dealer in the neighborhood money as well. So they're on a time crunch and they get into all these hijinks and one scam after another.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was entertaining. And I did laugh at certain parts. It wasn't like laugh out loud funny, but I thought the pair of Keke Palmer, I just like her in general, and she was really good in this. And SZA, whatever her name is, SZA, was a great counterpart to her in this film. And I enjoyed it. In fact, when we got done, there was a round of applause for this. I'm not kidding. I looked around. I was like, really? We're clapping for this? Okay. It's not a clap-worthy movie. But I do wish they had more Cat Williams in this movie because he is funny when he's in it.
Yeah.
He's just not in it enough.
Right.
But it's entertaining. I had a smile on my face watching this movie. It was like a throwback to those movies I mentioned. So if you're a fan of like Next Friday and House Party and that sort of thing, it was worth it. Is it 96%? No. I would give it, honestly, I give it a 3 out of 5. No cheat codes. I can bump it up to like a 3.25, but I'll give it a solid 3. It was a solid effort. So if you watch the trailer like, oh man, this doesn't look like it's going to be good at all, it's actually not bad. It really isn't. So I had a good time.
Yeah, produced by Issa Rae, one of the writers from Insecure that she was on, I believe, did the screenplay for it. So if again, you're like that show and that kind of humor, I would assume that also runs parallel to that too. It'll give you that jolt. Yeah, I'm still like, if you dig deeper into the Rotten Tomato thing, because again, how Rotten Tomatoes works is like it's either thumbs up or thumbs down as far as like the tomato meters work and everything else. The audience score is obviously what makes it go wow, but the critic score, like they kind of gave it like a 7 out of so it's like just above that kind of like that thumbs. What do we say? Unenthusiastic thumbs up or weak thumbs up, any of those kind of things. So we've talked about that before. So that's what it seems like this is, where it's like nobody could say it's bad, but nobody's going to be like, wow, I guess.
Exactly.
So I guess it's in that, zone or whatever. But yeah, I'm interested. I'll probably end up trying to see it at some point now. I don't know about if it's going to be in the movie theater. It's just one of those things with Issa Rae too, like, she was such a big part of American Fiction, and I thought American Fiction was like the deep version of this, maybe, or like, so I don't know. Basically what I'm asking you is maybe does it get into any deeper topics about like social stuff or anything else while you're doing it? Or is it literally just, this is like the issues of people living paycheck to paycheck?
Yes,
and
this is the issues. Yeah, it's paycheck to paycheck. They kind of even put that out in front of the movie. And they mention it a couple times, like where the community where they're in is like paycheck to paycheck. And they even mentioned how I think it was like I'll say it because they said it was like black people wait so long to pay certain bills and stuff like that. Right. So yeah, like it's just an aspect of like this particular neighborhood in LA and how they get on with their lives. So
okay. Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, again, it won the weekend. It made the most money. I think it was only like 11 million or something. But again, you won a weekend.
Right,
yeah, why not? Yeah. if people like jerked off about like The Beekeeper at this time last year or whatever.
Whoa,
hey, I'm just saying.
Come on.
If that's like peak dumpuary, I'm saying peak. I'm being kind. Peak dumpuary. Then I guess that's where we're gonna be. But hopefully we'll get more out of these horror films that are to come in the next few weeks. Anyway, we also both caught Back in Action. This is the newest Netflix film with the return of Cameron Diaz after over a decade. Missing. The last movie she did was with her current co-star Jamie Foxx with Annie, the updated musical with those two in tow. Man, so Back in Action, I don't know what you thought. I gave it a 3 out of 5 in my review on the site. I think that's kind of where it is. You could probably talk me down to a 2.5. It's definitely not going to go above a 3. I would just say my big takeaway was, for this genre, for the type of movies that Netflix does, like The Union or some of these other, Lift with Kevin Hart or any of these kind of things, this is better than those were. So I had to give it kind of like a little bump up, I guess, from those as far as scoring is concerned. But it's not by a whole lot. And I thought they really kind of held back from letting Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz be who they've typically been. I thought they were a little stale, maybe in favor of some other things. But I'll tell you, Glenn Close and her her side piece there, the guy she's quote unquote training and dating, I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was like the peak part that helped move to the end of the movie. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot. Like, the action's pretty good. Certain things where I was like, wow, like a motorcycle just ran to a guy, or like a car flip that was nice or whatever. So there's some good stuff. But again, I'll forget it in a few weeks.
Yeah, it was fine. It was good to see Cameron Diaz back. To be honest with you, I like her, and her and Fox did. Oh, like you said, they were okay in this movie.
I didn't like their chemistry. I thought they just could have done better to make. Yeah,
they could have done better, right?
Yeah, they've known each other for a long time. Get
maybe Diaz was a little rusty coming back.
That's why I said too. Yeah,
to this film, I thought the kids were casted well. I actually liked the two actors that played their kids. I thought Kyle Chandler as like the pseudo villain was okay. Like you said, there wasn't enough like character depth for some of these characters. Glenn Close, you're right. Her and Nigel were like the best part of the movie.
Yeah, 100%.
I thought once they entered the fray, and I like Andrew Scott as an actor, but I didn't think they gave him enough scenes or scenery to chew up.
No, he's a red herring.
Right, he is. He's the red herring, because I loved him in the Sherlock series with Benedict Cumberbatch. Loved him in that. So I was hoping to get a little more out of him in this movie.
Yeah.
But it's a paint-by-numbers action film, and like you said, some of the action sequences are really good. Albeit I thought maybe went on a little too long. This movie could have been tightened up to like an hour, 45 minutes at best, instead of just over 2 hour runtime that it had.
Sure.
But like you said, overall, I had a good time. It was good seeing Diaz back. I didn't mind it, but yeah, you're right. I'll forget about it in a couple weeks. But I can't go up to a 3 as you scored it. I ended up giving it a 2.5.
Yeah, totally reasonable. I think that's where the scores are kind of lying anyway. But yeah, I just know I try to be fair to give it like where the score is in relative to other movies that are like it. And that includes being a streaming version of it too. But can we agree? I saw this on someone's review. I wish I could pull it up. Can we agree, though, that the Family of Spies movie now needs to be like punted into the sun for a while?
Yes.
Can we just stop? There's too many of them. Everybody's like, we need some kind of like 4-quadrant thing that all people can watch. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop making them. We're done. We've done too many. Stop it.
I agree, because I kept thinking about the Mark Wahlberg one they did last year on Apple TV with.
Oh God, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what this kind of reminded me of a little bit.
Yeah.
And that one was forgettable as well. So,
yeah.
I mean,
what was that called? Not All in the Family. It was something
like that. Family Affair, All in the Family.
Yes, sure.
We Are Family Again. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but it's what I'm saying. Like, and then, like I said, there was it's not a family one, but like the union lift. It's like these put a star, put a mediocre script, throw some action that they're not actually there for, and stunt work takes care of most of it so they could do as minimal days to make their bag for the streaming service. It's fine, but stop. We're done. We're good. We're good with that for a while. Please, for the love of God. Another thing, though, is right up your alley, though, is sports movies. You're the one who saw Fire Inside, so, I figured the next stop for you would be Unstoppable. The film, I know it has J-Lo. I didn't look too much harder. I know it did I think it did a few festivals. It was even at the Woodstock Film Festival when I was there. So, like, that Prime MGM, they gave it like a very basic cursory limited release, I believe, before they put it on Prime. But I guess they thought this might have been a player for award stuff at some point. I don't see that, and obviously it's missed the train on that. But how was it?
Honestly, it was probably, of the movies we're reviewing, the best one I saw all weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For those who don't know,
you're a sucker though, but yeah, put it on for me.
I am. For those who don't know, it centers around the life of wrestler Anthony Robles, who was born with one leg and won a national championship in 2011 at Arizona State.
Okay.
So the outside of J-Lo, the cast is Jarrell Jerome, who plays the lead, but you also have Michael Pena, who plays his high school wrestling coach, Don Cheadle, who plays the wrestling coach at Arizona State.
Oh, wow.
Bobby Cannavale, who I can't stand, but he plays the husband of J-Lo.
Yeah.
And Sean Hattasey is in this a little bit, plays the coach at Iowa. So, I'm a sucker for these movies. I kind of remember this wrestler growing up in 2011 because the one leg actually, makes news and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
It hit all the right beats, man. Like, it was really good, man. Don Cheadle was great. And to watch him kind of like, what I did like, and this is a perfect companion to Fire Inside, a little different. This does hit the family life a little bit more. And this kid had the opportunity to go to Drexel with a full ride and turned it down to be a walk-on at Arizona State at the time when they really couldn't afford it. And there was like some, I don't say domestic abuse between Jennifer, between his mom and his stepdad going on there because they had like 4 other siblings at the time. So
right.
It kind of did a nice job balancing out his home life with what he was trying to go through and his just dedication to try to make it on the Arizona State team. And he really wanted to wrestle in Iowa, but they wouldn't even look at him. So it's kind of ironic that's who he beat for the championship was the wrestler from Iowa. So no, it was a nice uplifting movie. Just well done, well acted across the board. So I ended up giving it a 3.5, man. It was for an Amazon Prime movie, like you said, and everything I've seen. Is it a Fire Inside? It might be a slight notch below, but it's right there. And again, It's on Prime, so I would definitely check it out. And Jennifer Lopez, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're
okay,
good.
Sorry. I don't know. I just had a brain fog. I'm not the biggest fan of her, but she's actually, I liked her in this role. She was fine. It wasn't like too much J-Lo. It was just enough. And I thought the role she played was fine. So, it was a good movie, man. It kind of makes you feel lazy and like a slacker, like this guy's doing this all with one leg and I can't even do it with 2. So, like, what the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah.
But
well, that goes back to the, what were we talking about where it was like your kids, you're like, maybe I should, that was Fire Inside too, right? Where it was maybe I should have done less for my kids so they could have thrived, It's in that vein, be like, geez, maybe I should have, just done a little bit more. I didn't realize how good I had it,
That's right. But yeah, definitely worth a view.
Excellent. Are you counting that as a 2025 movie?
I don't see why not. It just was released on Prime in 2025.
It was. It did the movie theater thing in December.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a limited thing on like the 14th or something. But it was so minimal. It's like hard to, if you want to chial out.
I didn't even see it come through here, to be honest with you.
Oh, no, it didn't come around here at all. I think it was so limited. It was probably New York, LA only. And then, that's it. So
gotcha.
I only knew about it because of the film festivals. So,
okay.
But I did look it up to be like, ooh, does this count for 2025? Maybe I'll watch it just so I can get my stats up kind of a vibe. And then I was like, oh, I don't know if it actually works because it was like kind of up for awards consideration. Anyway, those are stupid R problems for us trying to get our tallies for the end of the year. But I don't care either way if you want to count it. But that's good, man. I'm glad. We were just saying in the last few weeks, Amazon Prime, having a real struggle with movies. So if this is, whether it's 24 or 25, who gives a shit? It's something good and it's on their service. That's a movie. So that's a step up from what we've been dealing with for the last almost full year.
Yes, I couldn't say it any better. You're exactly right.
But we have more movies we want to talk about as far as actual 2025 movies that we get. Hopefully, in looking at these, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of the ones that you picked have maybe solid release dates or something like that.
Yes.
A lot of these, it's dated as 2025 for me. Some of them don't have concrete dates, so we'll see. But there are some that I'm like, oh, God, if this gets pushed back, I'll be fucking mad. So we'll see. But let's kick this off, buddy. I'm going to start here. We had a tie because, of course, we did. What we did was, guys, Shane made his top 10 list. I made my top 10 list. And we did a point system to see, kind of how this all shakes out. And, of course, in traditional recent activity fashion, there's a tie at 10, so now we have to list both, of course. So now we're giving you the top 11, quote unquote, most anticipated films of the year. And I'll start my number 10, which basically made, Shane's number 10 to, because we're tying here. Mine is the new Knives Out mystery, Wake Up Dead Man. Rian Johnson getting back in the fold. The plot is under wraps, so I can't say too much about it. But obviously with what these movies have been, so it's the return of Benoit Blanc, not a lot, like I said, to say, his quote-unquote most dangerous case yet. So maybe we'll see a little more action in the mystery here. You have, of course, Daniel Craig returning as Benoit Blanc, but these movies are always known for how deep and cool their cast is, and this one is no different. Josh O'Connor, Kaylee Spaney, Andrew Scott, Glenn Close, Kerry Washington, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Thomas Hayden Church. Amazing cast, super deep. I look forward to hearing more about the plot details as it goes, but it's, as far as Netflix is concerned, it's probably their biggest thing and probably my most anticipated for them too. And I can't wait for this to come. I think both of their movies have come out around the Thanksgiving time period. So I assume maybe a little festival play and then bam, on the service. Who knows? The last one, Glass Onion, I saw in theaters. It had a limited release. It was a big to-do about it. I haven't heard anything about maybe they're going to dip their toe in this time either, but I hope that would be cool to do the same thing. So number 10, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. And this tied with your selection. It was on my long list. Ballerina, the latest in the John Wick universe. What are you looking forward to with that, sir?
What am I not looking forward to with this movie? First of all, John Wick universe, Keanu Reeves has a cameo in it. We talked about it last year because I thought we said this was supposed to come out last year. Is that right?
Yeah, it got pushed back twice. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say this was on my number 6 last year, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, that's all you need to know. The trailer, they're pumping the trailer out a little bit more. But Ana de Armas, fantastic. I love her and everything. But, Keanu Reeves and Norman Reedus joins the cast this time around. Ooh. Yeah, so I want to say this takes place timeline. If for all you timeline junkies, it's supposed to take place between John Wick 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So go back and catch up on your John Wicks if you haven't. But this action and Ana de Armas. So that's all I need to say. I think we talked enough about this movie last year a little bit. So
it's possible. My hope is that if you take the 10 minutes of Ana de Armas in No Time to Die and then just extrapolate that into a feature script and then add in actual John Wick.
Yep.
Killer. If you make John Wick the 10 minutes of Ana de Armas from No Time to Die in this movie and then give her the rest, excellent.
I think that's what they're going to do.
I'm
In
in
fact,
it.
when I saw the trailer this weekend, like I don't know if people didn't know John Wick was in this film, but when they panned to him getting off the bus or whatever he got off of, and they panned up, like everyone just started going crazy. I'm like, did you guys
Yeah.
not know John Wick was in this movie?
Yeah.
So
Well, the answer is yes, and they're making it more of a prominent thing because they originally just called this Ballerina, and then they changed the title to, I think, the John Wick universe, John Wick presents Ballerina or something like that. So
Which is
they're
smart.
trying to make it is smart, but I just wish Ana de Armas can kind of just sell this on her own. But I guess if you wanted to make like buco bucks, you put his ass in the trailer and you sell it as like John Wick adjacent, as it is. So why not, drum it up. So that's awesome. Number 9, this was more my pick. Do you have this on your radar? Did you, or no?
I did not have this anywhere on my radar.
Okay. So this is Marty Supreme. This is Josh Safdie of the Safdie brothers going solo, which you and I have talked about how the Coen brothers split has kind of made us scared of any other tandem splitting up. But this one is Josh going solo with Timothée Chalamet as a pro ping pong player in a retro style. I forget whether it's 70s or 80s, somewhere around there. If you look at like the vehicles in the time period, I think it might be 70s, like early 70s or something. But this cast is deep too, like most Safdie brother movies. Gwyneth Paltrow, Fran Drescher, and others are all in tow here. Co-written by Ronald Bronstein, who did the co-writing of Uncut Gems and Good Time with the Safdie brothers in the past. So while we may not have Benny in tow, we will have every other element, it seems, here. So I'm in, man. I like, because Chalamet's on fire. He hasn't picked a bad script in a long time, if at all. I can't remember the last time he was in like a movie that I was like, eh. Like maybe even though I liked it, the movie The King he did on Netflix.
That was fine.
Again, it's good. And again, Robert Pattinson was off his fucking rocker in that movie, and I loved it. So again, it's good, but I don't remember him being in a bad movie.
No.
So, I mean, he's always had really good taste, and obviously the more he becomes this superstar who might be coming off an Oscar this year, this is a hell of a way to jump back into the fray here in 2025.
Yeah.
So what did you think of that when you kind of read that over? Because if you said it wasn't on your radar.
It is now.
Yeah.
it like I said, it is now, but it wasn't on my radar until you start talking about it. I'm looking at it myself. I'm like, okay, that's definitely on my radar now. Because I like the Safdie brothers, but like you said, we'll see how they go solo, because we mentioned, again, the Coen brothers, but we also mentioned the Fairley brothers. They don't seem to do too well when they're broken up either. So,
nope.
Let's see. Let's hope they can buck that trend.
It would be nice. Yeah. And honestly, when they do go solo, sometimes it shows you where the strengths kind of split off.
Yep.
So maybe this will at least give us a little bit of clarity and hope for a good movie on top of it. The next movie is a you pick. I'm into this movie. I'm a little like, holy hell, is it like, it seems very message heavy. It's very much a satire and kind of this weird fairy tale kind of a story. Not literally, but you get what I mean. Death of a Unicorn, the new A24 movie that has its trailer out with Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Tia Leone, and Will Poulter all here for the directorial debut for Alex Sharfman. Tell us what you liked, man. I thought this looked kooky, and it's definitely something I'm going to check out.
Yeah, honestly, that's why I picked it. It looks kooky. It's hard to explain. They dropped the trailer for it, and just go check that out. It just looks weird, offbeat, crazy, dark comedy tones with a great cast, like you mentioned. Add Anthony Carrigan from Barry, who I loved his character in Barry, is in this movie as well.
Which he's going to be in another movie that we talk about later.
Yeah. So, and I haven't seen Tia Leone in a while, so throw her with Paul Rudd and Jenny Ortega, who I'm a big fan of. So it's hard to really, like you said, describe this movie per se. You just kind of got to check the trailer out yourself, but I hope it, I have hopes for it. I like zany, out-of-the-box kind of stuff like this. I just hope it's not like crazy, hit you on the head with the message kind of movie, like, Okja or something like that. So...
It's an interesting one that you bring that up. It's obviously the less self-serious version of that, where it's, a little bit of nature versus pharmaceutical or invention and all that stuff going forward. So, and obviously hitting with the ultra wealthy messages and everything else. So it should be interesting. It's definitely, it's as timely as ever, right? In this kind of story with a, I don't know if anyone sells insurance in there, but they should duck too. So it's a nice, nature taking its revenge and moral, complications with trying to do things. But listen, man, if it wasn't for extracting things from animals recently, all the people on Ozempic would not be here right now. So,
True.
So maybe they should skip that one. But everybody else, check out Death of a Unicorn. That is our number 8. The number 7 is The Life of Chuck, which is it won the Audience Award at the Toronto International Film Festival this past year. And everybody thought like, oh, cool. If it won the Audience Award there, that's usually a big deal. That's usually like, if you win that, you pretty much like 90% of the time can just walk into a Best Picture nomination. And it took its sweet time until somebody picked it up because it had no studio attached for distribution. And then once it did, they pushed it to, I believe, this summer. So now we will check this out. It's a Stephen King novella, which has a high rate of success.
Yep.
Your Shawshanks, your
Green Mile,
Secret Window. There's a lot of good ones out there. This one is a, quote, life-affirming and genre-bending story about 3 chapters in the life of an ordinary man named Charles Krantz, who is played by Tom Hiddleston. The cast also features Karen Gillan, Mia Sara, Shane.
Oh.
Haven't seen her since she was, in 2 of the biggest movies of the 80s.
Talking Time Cop? That was the last time I remember seeing her.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I was maybe talking about Ferris Bueller. Perhaps was maybe the last time I saw her. But yeah, she was the it girl for everybody. And then I believe, didn't she marry someone big and kind of just stopped acting?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot who she married though.
I
You
don't
might
know
have to
if
look that up for me while you're doing that. But the rest of the cast, Mark Hamill, David Dastmalchian, coming off of Late Night with the Devil, Matthew Lillard, and of course, because this is, which I haven't mentioned to this point, this is a Flanny movie. This is Mike Flanagan, who is known for all his Netflix miniseries during the horror miniseries that come out around Halloween time. The last one he did was The Midnight Club. He also did The Haunting of Hill House, and obviously all those other ones that he did there as well. And so his wife is Kate Siegel, who is in like almost all of those or all of those and a lot of his other movies that he did coming up. So she is also in The Life of Chuck. So great cast. I am looking forward to this one. Did you find it?
I did. She married Jason Connery, the son of actor Sean Connery.
Oh, all right. Cool. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, she just kind of dropped off for a while there and did very small things at best, kind of worked her way back in. What was when we both watched The Real Pain, it was like, oh wow, Jennifer Grey's here.
Yeah.
It had kind of that vibe. But at least Jennifer Grey was doing more than Mia Sara over the years.
Yes.
So this one was a real like, oh shit. So it'll be cool. I look forward to that one. The next one on our list, number 6, is also a pick of mine. I don't know how much of a fan you are of Paul Thomas Anderson. I don't know if it's come up.
I have a love-hate relationship, to be honest with you. He's one of those directors where I love one film, then he turns around, it's like, not so much.
Yeah, he's got a higher batting average for me. He's one of my favorite directors. He's no Spielberg or Fincher for me, but he's right on that next drop down below. He's coming off of Licorice Pizza, his last one.
Which I enjoyed.
Yeah, I did too. Which also starred one of the co-stars of this one, Alana Haim, from the band Haim. If anybody listens to Haim out there, I love Haim. But this one stars, and which is why this is the big centerpiece, Leonardo DiCaprio is your lead here with other people like Regina Hall, Sean Penn, who was also in Licorice Pizza, Benicio del Toro. It's another deep, excellent cast. Again, the plot is under wraps, but if you've seen any of the pictures, basically, Leonardo DiCaprio is dressed a lot like the dude from The Big Lebowski. So it's going to be weird. But yeah, the Battle of Bacton Cross, I look forward to hearing more details on that. And yeah, it's been, because that movie was what? I remember seeing it in the theater, but it was like I get to see it in the theater kind of thing. So it must have been 2021.
You talking about Licorice Pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah,
21?
about there, 21, 22, somewhere around there.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So glad to have him back in the fold. That is number 6. Number 5, we both had on our list. That's why it climbed the charts here. This is Sinners from Ryan Coogler. So this is his first non-franchise movie in a long time, which obviously he made his bones making Fruitvale Station with Michael B. Jordan, who is also in this. And he's not only in this, he's playing himself twice, because this is a story about a pair of twins. So why don't you... you had this, I think, higher on your list than me, but only by a slight. So I'll let you do this one.
Yeah. You pair up Ryan Coogler with Michael B. Jordan, I'm in. You add supernatural horror elements to it, I'm in. Like, this trailer does a good job at not giving away too much, except for it looks like it's set in the 1920s, 30s era.
Yeah, I
around there.
I think so. And it's also, from what I hear, a vampire movie.
Yes, which they don't give that away in the movie.
No.
You just know there's an evil element that they have to try to get rid of.
Correct.
In the I'm going to say 20s because he pulls out a Tommy gun, so I'm going to imagine it's in the 20s or 30s, right?
If not, kudos to him for finding one.
Right, exactly, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, playing double duties, doing the Jean-Claude double impact here, playing twins. So
you're just going to bring up every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie this episode.
I am. I'm a big fan of Ryan Coogler. Like I said, you pair him up in a supernatural horror film, I'm in, man. And again, the trailer does not give a whole lot away, which I'm hopefully we discussed trying to avoid trailers, but as much as we go to the movies, it's kind of hard now because they're just going to throw them at us.
Yeah.
And this comes out, March or April? It's not too
soon.
far.
Yeah,
it is soon. So I'm all aboard for this. And again, I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan. So I'm looking forward to this little twist, hopefully, on a vampire movie.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld's also in tow, and my man Delroy Lindo.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that. Mrs. Soon-to-be Josh Allen now, Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool to see. Even though we're Jets fans, who gives a shit? But hey, he's moving on, and so are we here to our number 4 entry, which was on my long list, but you had it, I believe, close to the top of yours, which is how it got up so high on our list. Number 4, 28 years later, which I will say it is the anti one of them days. This has an excellent trailer.
Yes.
The only reason why it wasn't so high on my list is because I couldn't tell you the last time I watched one of the other entries in this franchise. And now they're also saying, and I don't know if it's because this one is so good, but did you hear that they're making, I believe, a trilogy out of this period of it?
Did not hear
and then
that.
I guess Danny Boyle's doing all of them.
Okay. I'm
so
in that.
28 years later here, after the 28 days and 28 weeks entries. So why don't you give us a little bit more on the return of Danny Boyle and Alex Garland after they did not do the sequel?
Correct. But I love 28 days later. I don't want to get my stuff confused here. And then 28 weeks, I enjoyed that as well. So this is a movie I wasn't expecting, to be honest with you. And I saw the trailer, and the trailer just gave me chills.
Yeah.
And goosebumps.
Yeah.
And it stars, again, I love Danny Boyle, but it also stars my boy Aaron Taylor Johnson, who just keeps chugging along these days. Also, I noticed Jack O'Connell, who's going to be in Sinners, so throw him in this movie as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Ralph Fiennes in this movie. So I'm just all aboard with this. It looks so good, and I don't want to see any more. I just, again, I hope the trailer matches up to what it's going to be. Good Lord, I would have had this number one. Like it was number one on my list, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
Not to give it away, I just hope it's as good as the first two in this series. Even though like you said, Danny Boyle didn't do 28 Weeks Later. I have high hopes for this one in Boyle and Garland. So
yeah. So basically, I guess it's this weird kind of mixture of, an island of the, I guess the mutations of the infected, as well as like the survivors. And Aaron Taylor Johnson looks psychotic, and
yes.
I love it. Jodie Comer's also in this too, and I like her a lot from the Pike Riders and the Last Duel. Yeah. So she's done a lot of good stuff lately too, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're still dealing. I guess we're far enough away from COVID that we don't want to make any kind of like, we won't have any hopefully parallels in our mind of this stuff.
I hope not.
But we're also in the Last of Us period.
Yes.
I don't know if it's going to be too much, but I think they're separating them enough in terms of release dates. So hopefully, it'll be something like, give me more instead of like, oh, I'm tapped.
Because I want to say this comes out in June. I want to say this is a June or July release.
Yeah, it's definitely a summer movie. Yeah.
Right. And The Last of Us, I want to say, is in March. So there should be enough gap. Yeah, I want to say there's enough gap with the zombie, stuff.
Yeah, it'll almost be a lead in at that point.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm always glad to have Danny Boyle and Alex Garland together. Number 3 on our list is, again, as we go on here, these are all ones that were mutual. That's why they're so high. Number 3 is The Fantastic Four: First Steps. Again, I've said this multiple times. Terrible title. I hope it actually means something in the goddamn movie. But wow, terrible title. However, we've been talking Fantastic Four in the MCU for years, since they had the Fox merger, and knowing what year they can clear the rights to actually have this come to the screen. 2025, I believe, was the same year for Fantastic Four and X-Men would be cleared to do so. So this is the first step in that. This is going back to the 1960s, retro-futuristic world that we have here, that Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm face their most daunting challenge yet. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus. Interesting bringing that in, too. He eats planets, everybody, so that's always fun. And his enigmatic herald, Silver Surfer. And if Galactus plans to devour the entire planet and everyone on it weren't bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Ebon Moss-Backrack play the Fantastic Four. Julia Garner, as we mentioned from Wolfman earlier, is playing Silver Surfer. That's been kind of like a thing, so we'll see about that. You also have Natasha Lyonne, John Malkovich, and Paul Walter Hauser, as well as many others. So great cast. I'm in. I want to see like a True Blue trailer to kind of get me even more in. But as of right now, very much looking forward to this. What are you thinking?
Same thing. I think we've all been looking for them to do the Fantastic Four, right? Especially after the last albatross of a movie, which should have been, because they had a great cast of young up-and-comers as well. I mean, how does a movie go bad with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan and Kate Mara, I believe, was in it?
Yeah.
But like, how can it go so bad? But yeah, I'm so looking forward to this. I like the fact it's set in the 60s, which piques my interest even more, but I love the cast. Pedro Pascal, like, this cast is like a home run to me. So
yeah.
And I don't mind the Garner Silver Surfer. I know it's getting heat, but I honestly don't care. She's a good enough actress to I think, pull it off. So I trust the team behind this, and we've been looking forward to a solid MCU movie. And I hate to say it, a while. I feel like I'm talking about the DCU, but it's been a while since we've seen, like, we all in unison was like, this was a really good step for Marvel. So I'm kind of hoping this is a true launching point forward for what we hopefully see after Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I mean, if they get anything out of Captain America in a few weeks, I mean, they'll be doing backflips by the time they get to Fantastic Four after Deadpool and Wolverine put them back on the map last summer.
And I'm kind of hoping that we see a trailer in that Brave New World movie, because that's generally what they
right?
Yeah, they generally do, right? So
yeah,
I'd be disappointed if we don't see a trailer in a Brave New World for this. So well, we'll see. We'll have to see, people.
For sure. Keep it on the the superhero train here. Our number 2 is Superman. This is the James Gunn directed film starring David Corenswet as the titular Superman, Clark Kent, Rachel Brosnahan being Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and I don't even have to tell you. I mean, listen, if it's a James Gunn movie, everyone knows, yeah, you're going to get your Nathan Fillions, you're going to get your Alan Tudyks and all these other kind of like cool, like, his brother's going to be in there. All that stuff is going to be in there. But Shane knows that Frank Grillo is going to be the star of this bad boy, when it comes to it. This is, I love this trailer. Yes. I felt like a good rise out of my body where it felt like Superman. It really had all the hallmarks. It looked gorgeous. I guess they say there's not a ton about the plot at this point, but hey, man, you have crypto. I'm good.
Yeah. It's like you said, I didn't expect to have Superman this high on my list because, like, James Gunn, and we're all James Gunn fans. But I was sitting there when I heard he was doing this, I'm like, do we really need another Superman film? Like, it wasn't on my radar till I saw the trailer, and it just, like, again, it harkened back to a little bit of the Chris Reeves era.
Yeah.
And just that hope and what he stands for. And the trailer just was crisp, and it had every note you'd want out of a Superman movie. And I'm like, oh, God, like, it just looked good. And I was like, all right, you got me, Gunn. You got me.
Yeah.
So,
well, because the one nice pair about this, right, is that James Gunn, you could tell with the Guardians films, he loves to make sentimental movies. And is there no more like Americana sentimental character than Superman?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's a character that, he's very limited in terms of his flaws and his weaknesses. He's literally, he's the definition of like, he's Superman. He could do everything. And for him to be weak, it's going to be in his personal, and it's going to be kryptonite. And that's literally it. And I think if anyone can spread this out, make it more personal, make it more down to earth, but still have a really good time doing the action stuff, James Gunn, I feel in total confidence with that.
I mean, he shows you in the first scene of the trailer, like a beaten up, broken down Superman, and he just tells Crypto to take me home. And I was like, oh, man, I'm in. I'm in.
And when was the last time you saw Superman cry? He's crying on the ground there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's definitely, it's going to be a good summer, man. Because, we're talking Fantastic Four, I want to say, is in May. Usually in that typical spot that Marvel takes up in the first weekend of May. And then 28 years later, we said it's going to be a summer movie as well. Life of Chuck is going to be that. There's a lot of stuff on here. Ballerina, I think, got pushed back to that spot too. So, and then, of course, our number 1 movie, Shane, is going to be the crown jewel of the summer, we think. Maybe, who knows? It could be any of those, and I'll be here for it if they all hit. Holy shit. We're going to have a fun summer for us here at Recent Activity. Our number 1 is the last, I'm air quotes, last Mission Impossible movie, The Final Reckoning. Which is a great... I bitched about that it was Dead Reckoning 1 and 2, but I think they did the right thing, ultimately, by making this called The Final Reckoning and really kind of hammering home that this is the final mission for Ethan Hunt and crew, bringing back the Entity, finishing that story with the cruciform key, the AI at the bottom of a submarine, that whole story, post the train disaster, and going on the hunt for all this stuff between that and Gabriel and all those other things. The one thing of note, obviously this series already has such a built-in great cast. Did you see the additions, Shane?
I did not see the additions to this cast.
So I, just from like a quick cursory look, Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso,
Yep.
Nick Offerman, Holt McElhaney, who is always welcome in any of these kind of like bureaucratic, uptight spy or crime kind of things. Add him anytime you want. He's excellent. And then our girl Katie O'Brien from Love Lies Bleeding.
Yes.
So
All right.
if I don't care which side she's on, she is a perfect fit for any of these. Didn't we say that? Like in our review of Love Lies Bleeding, we were like, can't you just see her in a future where she's just doing fucking action crime movies the whole time? Yeah, she's perfect. She's perfect for it. So I am psyched. This is, we loved the last one. It's hard to top Fallout. I thought Fallout was like their best one, but man, Dead Reckoning Part 1 was very good, right up on that level. And hopefully this one sends us off, for such a excellent franchise that has given us so much so far.
Oh, absolutely agree. I mean, you know how I feel about Tom Cruise, and I'm not afraid to share my feelings about Tom Cruise. I love the man. I love Tom Cruise.
So much running in that trailer.
Yeah, that's all the trailer is.
He's
When he's not underwater, he's running. He's running.
Yes.
He's running. He's running. Right.
Yeah.
So
or jumping off a plane.
Yeah, jumping off a plane. I mean, God damn, this looks so good, and I'm all about it. I don't need to see anything more. The cast is great. I think this one will have a little bit of emotional impact, obviously, because it is their quote unquote final mission together as a team, and they kind of allude to it in the trailer. Like, yeah, someone's not going to make it, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. But damn, Tom Cruise running, that's all I need to see. And damn, he runs. No, there's no better runner in Hollywood than Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Do you want to do the, as we get closer, we're going to start doing the Mission Impossible death pool? Like who's not going to make it out of the movie?
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Because I think we should power rank, who's going to die. Because are they going to go in the tradition of the Daniel Craig Bond, or are we going to have to go like he has to suffer more to make the end justify the means?
I think he's going to have to suffer more. But we'll get into it more, like you said. But I'm going to open the odds-on favorite of not making it. The first one off the board is Ving Rhames. I have a feeling he's the first one gone.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he's had enough close calls
He's been with the series from the first Mission Impossible, so he's been in all of them. Yeah, right. So I mean,
because what Simon Pegg come in third?
Third, yeah,
I think, somewhere along the way. Yeah, because that's when they got more fun.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely in. So, so good. Yeah, Christopher McQuarrie. I love what he's done with the franchise, and I'm glad that he's here to take us into the final entry to say goodbye to Ethan Hunt and crew. So I am all in. That trailer is awesome, and can't wait. Like you said, it's going to be a great summer, and it looks like for all the hemming and hawing we had at certain times of the year this past year, where like fucking writer strike, fucking all this, any excuse that you want to be like, ugh. All this stuff that got all our favorite movies pushed back or any of this. 2025 looks pretty stacked. Now that I've gone through it, it's definitely got, are we going to have some dead areas? I'm sure. Yeah. I've looked at the upcoming. Like the beginning of the year is definitely going to struggle. And Netflix is doing no favors unless they're supposed to come out with their big sizzle reel next week. If that's the case and they can throw some haymakers into this, maybe. I know we both are looking forward to, like, say, Happy Gilmore 2, but that feels like a summer movie.
Yeah,
I would imagine. So we'll see. But yeah, man. First 4 months might struggle. 3-4 months might struggle. But I think like the rest of the year is really going to be packed up because we're getting a lot of our favorite directors back in, Oscar plays, big franchise stuff. MCU, DC, all that stuff. So we're in good shape, I think.
I agree. I was looking at this list compared to my list last year. I feel more confident in this list, and I'm looking forward to more movies on it because like I said, my list was completely different towards the tail end. So like, there's like 15 movies I'm looking forward to. So
yeah, and honestly, I'm surprised a certain movie didn't end up on your list. Can we talk honorable mentions real quick and just burn through?
Yeah.
F1.
I saw that. I did. I was going to put that on there. I was.
I mean, that is pure fucking testosterone done by a Top Gun Maverick director with Brad Pitt. How is that not Shane?
I know. I went with Frankenstein instead, man, because I love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see it. But also, like, The Running Man with Glenn Powell. Like, it was one of my favorite underrated Arnold movies.
It's so kooky.
I know, right?
Yeah. Richard Dawson.
Yeah. And know that Glenn Powell's taking over the lead along with Josh Brolin's going to be in this. I'm just super interested to see how they do it, because it's supposed to be different than the Arnold movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to mirror the short story by King more so than the Arnold movie did. So
yeah, I wanted to correct you to be that asshole. It's the Stephen
Bachman.
King. Yeah. It's the Stephen King cocaine suit.
Yeah, it's just the Bachman. But most people wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's the Bachman storyline.
Yeah, it's King. Yeah,
it's King.
So he's having a pretty good year already. If he's got that and Life of Chuck coming in the summertime, I would assume.
Yep.
A few other ones, Soderbergh's got a couple of ones coming up with Black Bag.
I had that on there too.
And Presents. Those, Black Bag being the one that's more up our alley. I don't know. I think this got pushed to 2026, so I'm gonna have to take it off. But Tom Cruise not doing Mission Impossible and being in Inarritu, who did Birdman, is gonna do a movie with Tom Cruise called Judy. That I think got pushed back to 26, so that might not be worth talking. We got a new Yorgos Lanthimos Emma Stone movie coming out. We talked about Nobody 2 with our boy Timo doing the directing this time, so that might be insane. Yeah, like you mentioned, we got the dual Frankenstein movies with The Bride and Frankenstein coming out, so that should be interesting. The Monkey and Companion look excellent in the horror stuff coming up. We haven't even mentioned Thunderbolts, which, could go either way. That trailer, to me, it's a coin flip. It could be fun. It could be just an also ran.
Yeah, The Companion was on my list, but that was the one movie I was like, well, it comes out like in 2 weeks, so I don't want to put that on the list. That was the one movie.
Yeah, we have a Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey from After Yang director Kogonada with Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie at the head, so that should be excellent. And then, there's a bunch of other stuff here. Your Megan 2, Black Phone 2, so I'm sure like the Halloween period will be excellent.
Hey, don't leave out The Accountant 2.
That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Listen, man, I'm sorry, but I go to bat for that first film. It was probably the most enjoyable Affleck film I've seen in a while. I just have a thing for that movie. So
yeah. We also got a new Predators movie with Trachtenberg coming back after doing Prey, so that should be cool. A new Fear Street movie for Netflix, supposedly coming out this year. And then I know you're looking forward to Wicked Part 2, so that's all we need to put out there.
Why did you have to go there?
I did. And then Aziz Ansari has a movie coming out. There's a bunch of good stuff, man. It's pretty deep. So we don't even need 2 Tom Cruise movies to satisfy our itch. So plenty to chew on. Hopefully, for our case, I'll get my classic movie period through January and February. And then as we get later on into the year, I can scale that back and get back into the movie theater and make use of my my Cinemark movie rewards and whatever else I got going on. So I don't slack on that and get my rewards back for the following year. But I am also doing Sundance, did I mention?
No, you did not.
I am doing 4 movies at least, maybe more. So there's a bunch of online options. And so when I will be doing that, I believe, like a week and a half. So we can talk about that in a couple weeks on the pod. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So this episode's getting a little long in the tooth, but I hope you guys got a lot out of it in terms of what to look forward to, what is out right now to check out. And of course, Shane, because you did the most of it, you're saying the best of the bunch is probably unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
If that's your MVP of the week, we could keep up with the sports theme. So everybody check those films out. Let us know what you think at Recent Act Pod. Be sure to give us 5-star reviews. Give us some nice little comments out there. Yeah, and be sure to come back because, as we noted, there's so much to come. Come back, subscribe, be here for more recent activity.